All right, boys. First guide, Madden 24, West Coast offense. Going to be a lot of under center, gentlemen. Run game is just really too good right now to, in my opinion, avoid it. Really, really strong passing plays, run plays out of this playbook. We're going to be looking into I form, strong, close, of course, some weak, some near. So let's get started, man. We're going to go over what we know best, and that's going to be strong, close. It's kind of the meat of this guide, something I make every year. So I'll give you guys the audibles real quick. I like to have wide receiver out as my base play, so I come out in this. I don't keep it as an audible. I always want wide trail for cover 2 beaters. One FL drive in case they, bring down their safeties and they're in a zero look. As well as I like having PA scissors as well in case I want to beat cover 3, cover 4 on the sideline. So let's start off going up against cover 3 and cover 4 with wide receiver out. Like I said earlier, this is kind of my base play. I'm going to be showing you guys this with match off. So just default coverage here. I like my tight end on the short side. Pretty much every single snap with strong close. So just wanted you guys to know those little things before we get into it. So against cover 3, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be putting our running back here on a wheel route. We're going to put our far side receiver here, X, on a flat. And then I like to put my B receiver here on a hitch. I just like a little short curl rather than that deep one. Sometimes the deep one's good, but not for this setup. So against cover 3, I'm always going to be looking towards the flat. Here's my first read. Just such easy yards. Usually you're going up against a little nickel corner. So if you got a good fullback, if you got a good tight end there, you can usually bully that kid. So again, same setup here. Fullback's open. You'll see if you wait for the fullback to get to the sideline on that table route, your B will be open. And this year against cover 3, the left side middle linebacker, his vertical hook actually plays the wheel fairly well, but what that causes is our tight end on the post to be open a little later in the play. So, just keep that in mind. You have that read as well. So, really, really strong play against cover 3. Again, I'm always going to be looking to the flat early as my first read just to get the easy yardage. We don't want to overthink it. This is a West Coast style offense, so we're going to start short and then read deeper. So, we're going to get into cover 4 next after we hit this A receiver one more time, as we get bumped like crazy. One of the main problems this year early on. But let's take this same setup and apply it to cover 4. All right, gentlemen, wide receiver out, cover 4. Again, this is default zone coverage, not match. Same setup here. Boom, boom. Always looking to that flat. Easiest yards imaginable. And in my opinion, hard flats barely play anything this year either. Don't take that literally. I just mean flats are just so strong, as we can hit B here. One thing I forgot to mention with cover 3 is one setup I've always really liked to help mix up the look a little bit is I'll do the same flat with the receiver, same wheel with the running back, but I put my B receiver here on a slant and I motion snap him. Now what we're going to be looking for against cover 4 is we're going to try and find him kind of open where he was on the hitch. So he'll kind of find this little pocket right here, get open every time. Against cover 4, that's so much stress on the middle linebacker when you have a slant on one side and a post on the other, really making that user pick one or the other. So really good. One thing I should mention though, I don't run this too much yet this year just because slants and I think in routes are a little busted this year, where if they get chipped mid route, sometimes they just kind of freeze up, they stop running their route and they'll just sit in the middle of the field. So I typically don't run this too much, but sometimes you got to mix up your plays. And, you just kind of pray that they don't, get hit and abandon their route. So just keep that in mind in case you guys do want to do this setup. Works great for the cover 3 as well. Let's get to cover 2. Now for our cover 2 bomb, we're going to be doing Y trail. And what's really nice about the setup I showed you with the motion snap slant is we're going to be bringing that same receiver over, but on a streak. Now, what's nice about this is it's kind of the same look as we saw with the slant. So it's not like we're giving away a tell that we're going to be coming out in our cover 2 beater. Now I do like to keep this receiver, I want his feet to get set. I don't motion snap this really, so that could be a little tell, but you guys can lab and see if you even like the slant set rather than motion snap. So against cover 2 here, we're going to be looking for that fade route on the left side of the field, as I had a terrible pass lead right there. My apologies. Right here, same look. Just gonna let Tony get set, snap, drop back, look for X overhead. Right there, just need a pass lead left, and that streak does a good job at pulling that left half safety, kind of keeping him towards the middle of the field. That way we can get that fade open deep. I'll show this to you guys one more time. Really, really good beater. You're going to have to get into the lab a little bit and just kind of get used to that throw. I'm still getting used to that throw, but we know the read is there. So that's going to be it for cover 2 out of Y trail. Let's get to PA scissors and take advantage of the sideline against these zone coverages. So with PA scissors here against cover 3, with our tight end being on the short side, we can simply just streak B and our corner will get open. Our corner out by the tight end. Like to block my running back here against zone coverage. And then we can leave Cup on that in route. If you wanted to put him on a normal in route, you could. If you wanted to put him on a hitch, sometimes you could, but that's kind of better sometimes against cover 4 if you were to put your running back on a route. But right now we're just going to focus on cover 3. Let me quit running my mouth. So this is what I'll do against cover 3, something like this. See, flats get open. Like I said, I throw that in this video. I know it's not the sexiest play, but I throw that just to really show you boys that's always what I'm going to be looking for every single time. If we can take advantage of those short yard situations, you know, and get them playing underneath, that's what we're going to do. Now you see there, the purple did a really good job at guarding the tight end, but the flat's going to be wide open. And if they run a Mabel over there, we can, you know, take advantage of that. We can put our running back here on a little curl here real quick. So if they have this right side linebacker playing in the flat as well, there's going to be a little soft spot in the field, you know, right there where the running back is about to stop. So if we imagine that that linebacker isn't there and he's playing the sideline, we know that running back's going to be open. So just keep that in mind as well. I'll show you guys this against cover 4. PA scissors, cover 4. And what I'll do here is I'll put my running back here on an out route left, and I'll put my wide receiver here on a hitch. So you see here, got our running back here in the left side flat. Now this flat is either going to play that running back or play the hitch. So, you know, you have an option there that you can do. Something like this. Boom, just like that. And of course we have the right side of the field to work with as well. Have our table route that, you know, we're going to throw every single time. I'm even going to show you, you know, it's just what I'm looking for. Right here, same setup here. Try and hit the tight end here. You see Tony does a great job on that streak, pulling those defenders up. You know, with that pull route. Just like that. Show you guys again. I'll try and hit this tight end again. There you go. Good pass, Lamar. So hard to get a good pass out of Lamar. And yeah, that's going to be how we attack the sideline against cover 4. You know, you can do this against cover 2 as well. I'm not going to show that just because it's the same exact setup. Don't want to keep doing the same things repeated. But this will work against cover 2 as well. And now I kind of want to get into the run game. I don't want to show it off too much just because it is just run plays, but the off tackle has been improved drastically this year, and the dive is really good as well. I haven't done too much out of counter because I really started this playbook and this guide with the Jets playbook, and they didn't have counter. But, you know, we can try that out as well, but I just kind of want to show you guys off tackle and dive. So here's off tackle here. You know, assuming I get tackled immediately, you can still see that the blocking is just really, really solid here on the right side. You get some easy yards, and the dive is really good as well. So if I see that they're sliding over or kind of spreading their defense, if it's like a third down, I see that they're kind of spread, I'll take advantage of this dive play. Just get some real easy yards. Run game is really, really... I think that's why strong close has gotten so much better this year, in my opinion, is just because the run game is really there. We see all these defenders here on the right side of the field, so we're just gonna run dive. Try and make something work. So I know I have an X factor on. Don't worry about that. Just assume I'd get tackled if I get hit. But yeah, boys, just know that the run game is a lot better. Of course, in practice mode, running always plays a little differently, but run game is very, very good out of this playbook now. So let's go ahead and check out near close flex. And to start off with cover 3 and cover 4, I just want to show you guys just a little something before we get into the real, you know, plays. What our setup here is going to be is I like to have my 2 receivers on the short side of the field, as you see right here. So I want my tight end on the far side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put Cooper Kupp here, A, on an out route. I'm going to streak B, and I'm going to put my running back on a wheel. Don't worry about any other routes on the play. I just want to focus on these 3 right here. So against cover 3 and cover 4, if it's not matched, Tony is going to be pulling these deep zones, and that's going to get our wheel open on the sideline. Now, the only thing that's kind of a little inconsistent about this play. The wheel will always get open, but it's when the wheel gets open. So I've noticed just early in the season so far, sometimes our running back can get bumped by that slot corner. Sometimes he doesn't. Like I said, he's going to get open either way. It's just when you're going to throw it is what you just need to look out for. So if he's rubbing into that defender, just be mindful that, you know, you might need to wait a little longer to throw it, like right there. So, of course, we get an inaccurate, but really, really good against cover 3, cover 4. I'll show you guys it against cover 4 real quick. I'll go ahead and cut to that. So against cover 4 quarters without match, right here, cover 4 quarters. See, he's still going to get open, but right there he gets bumped, and that's exactly what I mean. So, you know, just kind of see when that defender is kind of letting him go, when you can throw it. Like right there. It's a good example of when you need to throw it if he's going to be making contact mid-route. So, and as well with this playbook, what we can do is we can go to smash right here. I'm trying to fix my camera. And then we can run something similar like we just did. So we can just put Tony on a streak, put our running back on a flat or out route, and then if they're going to be running a Mabel here, we can put our, you know, we can put our fullback here who's right behind the quarterback on a curl, you know, so if this linebacker is playing out into the flat, he can get open right in the middle. Sometimes against cover 3, I like to put my tight end on a streak just to keep his user linebacker occupied, kind of playing the deep middle, so that way we can attack the lower middle of the field. So you see here we have a high-low here on the right side with the running back and the corner route. So I'll show you guys the corner route again. Here you go. I'm going to try and hit Cup here on the corner. Tony just does a great job at pulling those deep zones. And I'll show you guys I'll show you guys some man coverage here as well, because I didn't really cover that too much. So against man coverage, we're going to be running Texas. Now, man coverage so far this year, everything has been inconsistent. Man defense has been inconsistent for the defense, and route running for the offense has been incredibly inconsistent. Doesn't help that quarterbacks aren't too good this early in the season, but we can still make something work. So Texas, out of near close flex, has this corner route with Tony on B. This is one of the better routes I've found so far this year in consistency. So what I like to do is I like to bring him over, and then I'll go ahead and streak Cup just so he can pull any type of deep zone. You can put Kittle on whatever you want, your tight end. I think drags do pretty good against man this year if you have a decent speed tight end, especially if he's going against a linebacker. But keep in mind, if you're going to be putting your fullback here on a block, whoever is assigned to him will then double team another receiver. So if you want to put him on a block and release, something like this, that will help keep that linebacker or whoever's manned up to him on him. That way nobody else is getting double covered. So let's just go ahead and take a peek at Tony and see the separation he gets here on this post. Now, before we snap it, I should say that even though he gets a great burst of speed on the cut, this post plays very similar to how Crossers did last year, in which even if a defender gets beat, he can still catch up even though there is a speed difference. So let's try and see if I can show it off to you guys. So we get a great cut, but as you see here, deep in the play, it's like the corner gets it's just a immense catch up for the DB. I'll show it right here. So as you see, Tony gets a great cut. He's open, he's open, he's open, but now the DB starts really making up that speed. Of course, it doesn't help that he gets bumped, but you guys will be able to see it again here as I show it off. I'm just going to put kind of any route here on the field just to get things moving. Streak Cooper. Go put the fullback on a check and release that way. The man doesn't stay on anybody else. So you see we get a good cut, but kind of later in the play, the DB will catch up. Practice mode isn't doing a good job at showing it, but I'm just trying to tell you guys that sometimes the DB will catch up. So you kind of want to throw this route a little early at times, but you can also, I think option routes are probably the best they've been since Madden 21. So sometimes I like to run dual option here with both receivers actually, or both backfield players. This could be really good at getting a little choice route out of the backfield, and I run it on both sides. So kind of a dual option in the backfield with that post. If you want to, you can just run that on the fullback. That way you can keep your Texas route, simply because we don't have any type of backfield masters or hot route masters yet. So you want to do something like this. This would be really good as well. That way you get a little high-low with your running back here. So I know it looks a little crazy, but Texas is a really, really solid play this early. And with close flex, you have a really strong run game as well. So you get some fullback dives, some good outside or inside handoffs with your running back as well. So yeah, gentlemen, just keep that in mind. I forgot to show you guys FL Drive, so I will do that real quick. And then we will wrap this one up. For this play, I like to do this if they're kind of in a zero blitz and they're using the safety. So I'll do Overstorm Brave here. And then I kind of just like to do kind of the base play. I think drags are really good this year at getting separation against man. So just show you guys what we got right here. And then if they are using the free safety on that running back, they're typically going to be going with the tight end or the drag, letting the deep middle get open. If they don't, just go ahead and hit our drag or our tight end. Really whatever gets open. So with the running back being blocked against the zero blitz, it's not really too much to read. If you want, you can put your fullback here on an option route. Again, I really like option routes this year. Just easy separation. So just keep that in mind. I'm really just doing this if I see movement in the second level of the defense where the safeties are. If I see that they're using that safety thinking that the running back could be on a wheel or something, that's when I'm going to go to FL Drive and try and get a deep bomb. So I'll show this to you guys one more time. If that safety isn't up there, if you got some speed, you got Tyreek, got some good receivers, maybe you can take a chance. I think Tony had a really good play with this in our last video. I'll put a little clip of that right now just so you guys can see the potential of how he can get open. But other than that, boys, that is going to be it for the West Coast guide. I'll show you guys more after the tournament is over. Obviously, we'll get a little more in-depth and show you guys everything that we're running. But, I think this is going to be a really good, offense for the first month of the game. Hope you boys enjoyed. Hope it's helpful. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I just made some of these plays this morning, but they seem to be pretty good. Take it easy, boys. See you guys in the next one. Peace.